governor's called us here today to show, again, how quickly we're moving in California to put the federal stimulus resources to work very quickly for the people of California. I do think it's important to note that throughout his tenure, the governor has been a very strong advocate of infrastructure because he understands the state's long-term needs, but he also understands that infrastructure investments are a powerful tool to stimulate the economy and start to create jobs. And that's why he has been pushing us all in the state of California to move very, very quickly to put these new resources to work as quickly as possible for the people of California. And so it gives me great pride this morning to introduce Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Thank you very much, Secretary Bonner. When President Obama has signed the economic stimulus package, I said that I will get as many dollars for California as possible. And I also said that if any other state refuses to take the money, that I will be the first one to take that money too. And also I said that we will get this money out as quickly as possible to create jobs and to help the state push through these very tough times. Today we are following through on this promise. Behind me, as you can see, is Interstate 80. Interstate 80 has been in lousy shape, and now we are repaving Interstate 80, and this is the first $13.5 million that will be spent from the economic stimulus money. And this will create 235 new jobs. There's 200,000 cars that travel over this Interstate 80 every day, and so it's about time that this freeway gets fixed. This project is exactly. And what's great about it is this project is being funded 100% with federal stimulus money. Without President Obama's action, we would not have the hard hats here getting those jobs. We would not have the action. We would not have the jobs. So I want to thank President Obama for creating this action, and I want to thank his administration for their efforts. I also want to note that so many times we hear about waste in government, and I'm very sensitive about that. But here's the opposite story. This Caltrans estimated this project to cost $22 million. But then, of course, with the leadership of Will Campton and grinding the construction companies with their estimates and with the bidding process, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. They came in with an estimate of $13.5 million. So that's a saving of 40% savings. So this is really extraordinary. And what will be done with this 40% savings? We will build more roads, and we will put more people to work again. So that's the great thing about it. So today is a great day for our economy and for the construction workers and for the future of California. I can promise you the best is yet to come. And what you see here today is just the beginning of a wave of constructions that we start all over the state of California. We're going to blanket the state with construction jobs and with kind of projects like this. I will be traveling up and down the state to make sure that this money gets distributed all over the state of California and that every area benefits from this economic stimulus money. And when it comes to stimulus funds, I'm committed to quick action, and I'm committed to transparency, and I'm committed to accountability. And this is why I have formed our recovery task force to make sure that we get every single dollar that we deserve from the federal government. We also named Laura Chick as the Inspector General to go and make sure that each dollar is spent wisely and correctly. And also we created a website for transparency so that everyone knows what is going on, how much money comes in, and where does it go. And the website is www.recovery.ca.gov. So we want to say thank you to President Obama for this great action. We want to say thank you to Will Campton and Caltrans for the great work they're doing. And a big thank you to our hard hats, to the hardworking men and women that make our vision become a reality. Let's give them a big hand for the great work that they're doing. And now I would like to bring out our next speaker, which is Mayor Harry Price, to say a few words about this great project here. Please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Governor Schwarzenegger for choosing to make this the first project in the federal stimulus package for highways. We are very pleased that what we're doing here today is going to make a significant difference in the way we live, the way we do business, and the fact that our communities will be much safer. Interstate 80 is that key link that goes from San Francisco all the way to New York. And it's a major corridor for transportation as well as for the transport of goods and services. Let me introduce California Transportation Commissioner James Arp. Mr. Arp. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a privilege, actually, to be here this morning to celebrate the first economic stimulus project to break ground in California. You know, I'd like to put just a little bit of perspective on this. In January, the end of January, we got a new president who said we need to get some money into infrastructure to help stimulate the economy. 4 weeks later, that bill passed through Congress and the money was out there. 8 weeks later, we're breaking ground on the first of those projects of what will be over $2.5 billion worth of economic stimulus projects just for transportation in California. I'd like to introduce Brian Gates. He's going to speak to you for a few moments. Brian, come on up here. I was going to use him as a visual aid, but he's actually going to speak. He's a perfect representative of the contractors that I have the pleasure to serve and be an advocate for. We represent 2,000 contractors in California, and I will tell you, without any qualification, we have the best contractors. We have the best union construction workers, the most skilled workers in the United States, bar none. That's why they can go and bid on a project like this, come in 40% under estimate, and they'll be out there, they'll get this job on time and within the budget, and we will see some really nice pavement out here in the next few, in a very short period of time. These guys are great. I'm proud of this industry. I'm proud of the pride they take in their work, and I will tell you, you're in good hands with contractors like these. So Brian Gates with Top Grade Construction will now say a few words for you. Brian?
Thank you so much. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to be here, and on behalf of the entire Top Grade organization, I want to thank the governor, obviously, the state, the city of Fairfield, and of course Caltrans for this wonderful event here today. We're obviously extremely proud with being the first contractor here, or the first general contractor to work on a project that's going to be funded by the stimulus funds within the state. And I'll have to tell you, at a time where our industry is substantially impacted by the economic downturns, unemployment rates for construction nationwide over 20%, and obviously the unemployment rate in California north of 10%. I couldn't be more excited about the opportunity that this provides not only the top grade workforce, but the 20 other companies that will be involved in either at a contracting level, subcontracting level, or supplier level, and helping make this project a major success. And so over 40,000 man hours and at least over 200 people that are going to be collecting a paycheck working on this project. So in the safest and quickest manner possible to get as many people back to work, and we're ready to get started and break ground here. So thank you for the opportunity again. A pleasure being here, and look forward to building a very, very successful project for the state. Thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Daniel Curtin, who's from the California director at the California Conference of Carpenters. So, thank you.
I am really honored to be here. This is a tremendous event. When Jim Arp mentioned that we are the most skilled workforce in the country, I have no doubt about that. We spend in California $30 million a year on training for our members. Not just apprentices. We train as many journeyman carpenters as we do apprentices for the new techniques, the new materials, the green jobs that we're going to be talking about. We want to thank the president for being just as focused on infrastructure as this governor is, because it's going to keep our people working, and it's going to let us build California, and it's going to lead California back economically speaking. And when the economy turns around, we're going to be ready to go. Our people will be skilled, trained, and ready to go. I want to once again thank the governor for helping us do what it is we do best, giving us the tools to go out and build California.